Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There it is, so you don't miss any of our football content this season. It has been, if I might say, fantastic. So I was watching Detroit and Seattle.
We were opposite on this one. You liked Seattle in that game, right? Detroit was my favorite line of the week. Go ahead.
Okay. So once I found out Seattle was missing not two, but four, all four of their top defensive linemen against that O-line, I'm like, okay, I'm on the wrong side. I knew it before the game started. I find out, I'm like, okay, because they were banged up. I didn't know all four were going to be gone. And my bad. Okay, whatever. So, but the fact that Geno Smith had 38 first downs and Aikman was acknowledging, dude, this guy is dominant. Yeah. And you do get to a point, I think you do get to a point sometimes with these quarterbacks. Like it took me a while to figure out Brock Purdy, but I think now he could hoist a trophy with Shanahan. I don't think it would be easy, but I can see.
I mean, the guy was in the Super Bowl. If you can get to the Super Bowl, you can win the Super Bowl.
Same with Goff. He can hoist a trophy. Garoppolo led Kansas City in the fourth quarter if he hits one pass, right? And I'm sitting there, and a lot of these guys, I don't see Baker, Derek Carr. There's a lot of these middling guys. I'm like, no. I'm watching Geno Smith make throws, and if you didn't know it was Geno Smith, the timing routes, the back shoulder stuff, I'm like, I know DK Metcalf's good. But there was a lot of pressure. It was on the road. It was 38 first downs. Defensive head coach and a college offensive coordinator. I'm sitting there like, if Seattle had three of their four defensive front guys, that's a real game. Is Geno a potential hoist it trophy guy? Because damn, he's big, he's strong, he moves. I mean, Aikman was saying, he has got a heater on this thing.
He makes high degree of difficulty throws consistently. He's incredibly impressive. You know what's funny? What I've been thinking about with Geno this year so far, I think one of the single biggest stories in the NFL, and there are a few I think that I just can't really stop thinking about, but one of them is we all say that we know that situation matters. It's not just like, what if Mitch Trubisky would have been drafted to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes would have been drafted to the Bears, right? It's a great what if. What would Mahomes' career look like? What would Trubisky's career look like if Trubisky had Kelsey and Reid and Tyreek Hill and that infrastructure sitting behind Alex Smith, the whole thing?
Right.
I like to play that game on sports radio all the time. We do these unanswerable hypotheticals. Sam Darnold is balling. Geno Smith is balling. Yes. Justin Fields, career highs in efficiency, taking fewer sacks, turning the ball over less, higher passer rating than any time in his career, higher completion percentage than any time in his career, winning 75% of his games. Baker Mayfield has found a home. All of these guys were left for dead.
That's right.
So, like, we are all coming out now and saying, oh, of course Minnesota's good. Kevin O'Connell, great coach. Brian Flores, great coach. Can anyone find any member of the media that didn't have them finishing fourth in the division 4 weeks ago? I mean, and by the way, me too, guilty as charged. And I covered the NFC North, and I've said that Kevin O'Connell's an awesome coach for 7 years, like 5 years, whatever it's been. Like, so can I see Geno hoisting a Lombardi trophy? Maybe. Like, it's not an anti-Geno point for me to say no. Like, is the situation good enough for him to do it?
Hey, it's the NFC. It's not the AFC.
You're right. Now, here's why I love Detroit in that game, though. People were going crazy over 3-0 Seattle and MacDonald coming from Baltimore, youngest head coach, their defense, the whole thing. I was like, okay, they had beaten Jacoby Brissett, Bo Nix, and Skylar Thompson. Like, can we every game matters in the NFL, every week matters, but some teams were judging through the prism of 4 games. Seattle, new coach. Let's judge them through just this season. Minnesota, new quarterback. Let's judge them just through the prism of this season. But I judge Detroit, same head coach, same offensive coordinator, same offensive line, same quarterback, Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery. It's the same team that last year lost by 3 to the Niners in the NFC Championship game and was one of the 5 best teams in the NFL all season. Like, they have a 20-plus game body of work, to me, of being a top 5 or 6 team in the NFL. Seattle had 3 games of beating bad quarterbacks. So I know that's not exactly an answer on Geno Smith, but I also look at that way. Like, Baltimore, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Kansas City, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, teams that Buffalo, I picked them to win the AFC East. They've done it the last 4 years. Like, to me, they deserve the benefit of the doubt over some of these newcome teams that we're thinking are going to be the hot thing in the moment. So it's the NFC. Geno is slinging it. But I need to see them actually beat good teams with this defense, with this coach, before I think that they could go and, I mean, assuming you think San Francisco is going to win that division, they'd have to go like at Detroit, maybe at Detroit, at Green Bay, at San Francisco, or something like that to win a Super Bowl. That's just a very, very tough path because I haven't seen them beat good teams yet.
Yeah, I mean, my AFC division winners, I think the AFC is easier than the NFC. I had Josh Allen and the Bills, CJ Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson, and they're all going to win the division. The NFC, I'm like Stafford and McVay, and then they have cluster injuries, and I'm like, they're not as good as Seattle or San Francisco now. I tend to just lean on quarterbacks, but it was interesting. I mean, Sam Darnold, I think, is more gifted than Geno. But I watched Geno, I've watched them all season long, and in that game on that road, basically in a track meet and trailing the entire game, and Detroit knows he's got to throw. I was blown away.
He's impressive, man. And what I like about him too, and I know we've got to wrap up, but maybe next time on the pod. It's become a league of like checkdowns. Everyone's talking about 2 high safeties, faking and dunking, right? We don't have time to get into all of it, but I think it's one of the biggest stories in the NFL right now. He'll take shots. Like Geno's a fun watch. Like he is out there saying, I will throw to the second and third level of the defense. I will fire this out route, this 15-yard out with my arm strength. Like, he is not there to matriculate the ball down the field 6 yards at a time. Like, he will throw the ball. So I love watching him play.
All right, Danny Parkins, FS1. His show is Breakfast Ball. I love to bring him on regularly on our show. The guy knows everything. There's a matrix quality where he's in and out of sports and opinions, and he could do politics. We're not interested. I'm really not interested. I watched that thing last night. I have no opinion. Civility won. I'm good.
I tapped out after about 45 minutes. Yeah. I don't want to talk that with you on mic right now. Let's put it that way. Maybe another day. Maybe another day. Not at the end of the pod. Come on.